This is Rajesh. Welcome to our class. This is our fourth lecture of commercial mathematics. Now in this fourth lecture, we will understand basics of compound interest. I hope you remember what we have done in your previous standard related with interest. Yes, so let us start. Now let us understand what is this compound interest is all about. So suppose we have taken one example. Suppose a man who deposits rupees 1000 in a saving account at an interest rate of 10% per annum. At the end of 1 year, he will get rupees 100, right? You can calculate interest by the formula PRT upon 100. So your principal is 1000 rupees, rate of interest is 10 year and period is 1 year. So PRT upon 100, that gives me rupees 100. Now this is my interest and it is in the account if I am not withdrawing. So however, unless we take out this rupees 100 in cash, it will be added to this original rupees 1000. Yes. So thus if the person leaves his money in his account, in the next year the bank will be paying him interest on the original 1000 plus on this 100 rupees, because along with this 1000 this 100 rupees is also in the bank. That means on 1100 rupees. Now if we move for one more year, so in the third year interest will once again be added to the new principal of 1100 and so on for as long as the money is left in the account. Yes. So this kind of interest is known as compound interest. Some bank and other institutions pay interest yearly, other every 6 months or every 3 months. So when it is paid on every 6 months, so I have to calculate interest after every 6 months and I have to revise my principal and then find the interest. Similarly for the 3 month. Yes. So let us understand this in a better way with the help of few examples. Type 1 problem, when the time is whole number of years. Yes. Find the compound interest on rupees 8500 for 2 years at 8% per annum. Now here the amount is 8500, period is 2 years and interest rate is given 8%. So principal 8500, we use formula of interest as PRT upon 100. Now I am not solving for simple interest, so I will not take time as 2 years. First I will calculate interest after 1 year, because after 1 year I will receive interest and that interest is going to be added to my principal. Therefore interest for the first year is rupees 680 and I will add this rupees 680 to my original amount, which is 8500. So my amount at the end of first year is 9180. Yes, this amount 9180 will be the principal for the second year. Now in the second year I will get interest of rupees 734.4. Interest for the second year is 734.4. So I will add this 734.4 to this rupees 9180 and will get 9914.4. Yes. So after 2 years, this 9914.4 is my amount in the bank, whereas in the beginning I have put 8500. So the interest which I get is compound interest. Why? Because I am getting interest on the interest of a first year, right? So my compound interest after the second year is this final amount, which is 9914.4 minus 8500. Yes, so it comes out to be 1414.40. Yes, okay. Now let us see one more problem. Here again we have to find compound interest. Principal of 50,000 is given, rate of interest is 10% and time is 3 years. Yes, formula we know, we will use I equal to PRT upon 100. Now again we proceed in the same manner. First we will find the interest for first year. Add this interest to the principal so that amount at the end of first year will be 55,000. Now we take this 55,000 as the principal for second year and calculate the amount at the end of second year, which is 60,500. The proceeding is similar as for the first year. Now this is 60,500 is principal for the third year. Here again I will calculate interest with the formula I equal to PRT upon 100, and I will get interest for the third year, which is rupees 6050. Now this 6050 will be added to 60,500, and at the end of 3 year my total amount is 66,550. So therefore compound interest is 66,550 minus what? Minus this original amount, which is 50,000. So the total interest which I get at the end of 3 years at the rate of 10% is 16,550 rupees. Okay. Now let us move to the second type of problem, where the number of year is not a whole number. Yes. So find the compound interest for 2.5 years. Many times it happened that we put money in the bank not for the complete years, but after 2.5 years, or after 3.5 years, or after 4 years, 3 months, like that we withdraw the money. So in that case, how we calculate the interest and the total amount? So for the first year I will calculate interest and add it to the principal. I get my amount as 10,500 rupees. Now for the second year, this 10,500 is my principal, and for the second year I get interest as 525. So at the end of second year my total amount in the bank is 11,025. Now this half year is remaining. So for the third year I will take time as half year, because t we are taking as number of year. So here t is 1 by 2, and in the formula in place of t I will use 1 by 2. So I use it and I will get interest as rupees 275.625. So this gives me the interest as rupees 275.63, and thus my total amount is my principal, which is 11,025, plus interest, which is 275.63, and thus the total amount at the end of 2.5 years is 11,300.63. Thus my interest is this total amount minus principal at the beginning, which is 10,000. So 1,300.63 is my compound interest. I hope you are getting it. For 2.5 years, means it is not complete whole year. What we are doing? We are first finding interest for first year, adding that interest to the principal. That becomes my principal for the second year. Then again I find interest for 1 year, add that interest again to the amount which was with me at the end of first year, and I get amount at the end of second year, and this amount I use as a principal for the last fraction of the part, that is half year, and find interest, add that interest to the amount at the end of 2 year, and that will give me total amount in the bank after 2.5 year. Now that was the total amount after 2.5 year. If I want to calculate the compound interest, I will subtract the original amount in the beginning what I have deposited in the bank, and thus I get the compound interest. Yes, fine. Now let us see one more example where the period is 1 year and 3 months. Rate of interest is given 8% and the amount is 6,000. So for first year I will find interest and amount at the end of 1 year. Then this 3 month, first I will convert in year because in my formula I am using year. So convert this 3 month in year, it will be 1/4 year. So for 1/4 year I will calculate interest which comes out to be 8%. So interest for 1/4 year I will find out, I will add to the principal, and it will give me interest for 1/4 year I will add, so I will get total amount. I will subtract from this total amount the amount which I deposited in the beginning, and I will get the compound interest for 1 year 3 month. Thus the compound interest is rupees 609.60. Yes, so this is how we calculate the compound interest when the period is not a complete whole year, right? Okay, so let us move to the third type of problem. Two type of problem we have already seen. One type of problem is that when the year is complete whole year and we have to find compound interest. Second type of problem is that when the period is not complete whole year, it is in fraction. And the third type is when interest for different years are different. Yes, so what we should do here, let us see. Okay, so take an example, calculate the amount and the compound interest on rupees 20,000 for 3 year when the rate of interest for successive year is 6%, 8% and 10% respectively. Okay, so what we do, first for the first year we find interest. Here the rate of interest we will take as 6% and amount as 20,000. We get interest as 1,200. We add this interest to the principal of 20,000. It will give me total amount at the end of 1 year as 21,200. Now I will take this amount as the principal for the second year and I will calculate interest, but while calculating interest I will take rate of interest as 8%. So again I will get total amount at the end of second year, which is 22,896. Now for the third year my principal is 22,896. I will take time as 1 year and interest for the third year is 10%, so I use that 10%. It will give me interest as 22,289.6. I will add this interest to the amount and I will get total amount. Now the compound interest is this final total amount 25,185.6 minus this initial amount which is 20,000. So the compound interest is 5,180.6. So nothing new, only the rate of interest for different years are different. So one by one we can calculate it. Yes, fine. Now next problem, when the interest is paid half yearly. In the beginning only we have discussed that some of the banks they pay interest at half yearly or some bank pay at quarterly, right? So when the bank is paying interest half yearly, after every half year we have to find out my amount. So here the problem is we have to find the amount and the compound interest on a rupees 24,000 for 1.5 year at a 10% per annum, the interest being compounded half yearly. Now here interest is being compounded half yearly. So let us just see how we proceed. Rate of interest per annum is 10%. So first we will find rate of interest for half yearly. So for half yearly, the rate of interest will be half of that 10%, which is 5%. Now 1.5 year, so how many times we will get interest? So number of half years we will find. So number of half years is 1.5 year, it is 3, na? We will double it because half year and half year, 3 times. Now interest for first half year, the formula will be same. Here we are going to take interest as 5%. Yes, so I will get interest as 1200. I will find the amount in the similar manner. Similarly, for the second half year, we will calculate the total amount, and finally interest for the third year we will calculate and add it to the amount. Thus required compound interest will be the total amount which is at the end of 2.5 years, that is 3 half years, which is 27,783 minus the amount at the beginning, which is 24,000. So 3,783 is my total compound interest, okay, in 1.5 year. So these are 4 types of problem we have seen. I hope you understand each type clearly. If you have any doubt, call me or revise the video again. Yes, once you finish all these 4 types, you have to solve each and every example also. Yes, so once you finish it, take the break for some time, and after that solve this worksheet. Okay, now here the first problem is principal, rate of interest, number of years are given. First problem, whole number of years, so this is type 1 problem. Second is also type 1 problem. Third is 1.5 year to type 2 problem. Third is 2 years 73 days is given. So that 73 days we have to convert in year. So days upon number of days will give me complete year, na? So 73 divided by 365. I will get complete year. Hint is given, you can use that hint. Sixth problem, find the amount and the compound interest on the sum of rupees 15,625 at 4% per annum for 3 years compounded annually. Right? 3 years. So again, problem is same, only here in word format the problem is mentioned. It is type 1 problem. To renovate his shop, Anurag obtained a loan of 8,000 from the bank. If the rate of interest at 5% per annum is compounded annually, calculate the compound interest that Anurag will have to pay after 3 years. Again the type 1 problem. Yes. Now 8th problem is Maria invested rupees 97,750 at 9.6% per annum for 3 years, and the interest is compounded annually. Calculate the amount standing to his credit at the end of second year. So the interest for the, and similarly we have to find the interest for the third year. Now here see what they are asking. Yes, they are asking the amount standing to her credit at the end of second year. So after second year, what is the total amount I have to find, and I have to only calculate the interest for the third year. Yes, problem is simple. Now 9th problem, a sum of rupees 9,600 is invested for 3 years at 10% per annum compound interest. What is the sum due at the end of first year? Okay, what is the sum due at the end of second year? And third, find the compound interest earned in the first 2 years. Okay, so what they have asked, first they have asked what is the sum due at the end of first year. Simple, you have to find the total amount. What is the sum due at the end of second year? Again total amount, and find the compound interest earned in the first 2 years, and for the 2 years we have to find compound interest. Find the compound interest at the end of 3 years. Then finally I have to find compound interest at the end of 3 years. So total compound interest we have to calculate here. Yes. Now there are a few more problems. 10th problem is Sankar takes a loan of rupees 10,000 at a compound interest rate of 10% per annum. Find the compound interest after 1 year. Find the compound interest for 2 years. Find the sum of money required to clear the debt at the end of 2 years, and find the difference between the compound interest and the simple interest at the same rate for 2 years. Okay, so here first we have to find the compound interest after 1 year. Simple. Compound interest after 1 year, right? Compound interest for 2 years. Now here after 2 years, whatever is your total amount, you have to subtract the original amount and you will get compound interest for 2 years. Thirdly, sum of money required to clear the debt at the end of 2 years. That means total amount you have to find. Find the difference between the compound interest and the simple interest at the same rate for 2 years. Now here you have to apply the formula for simple year directly for 2 years to get the simple interest. That means you have to use the logic which you have learned in your previous class. Okay, you have your previous class books, so you can revise it and you can solve this problem. 11th is find the compound interest on rupees 5,000 at 12% per annum for 1 year compounded half yearly. Find the compound interest on rupees 5,000 at 12% per annum for 1 year compounded half yearly. Here compounded half yearly, so this is a type compounded half yearly final type problem, no? Fourth type problem. Find the amount and the compound interest on 16,000 for 1.5 year. Again 1.5 year at 10% per annum, the interest being compounded half yearly. Again the fourth type of problem. Yes. 13th, calculate the amount due and the compound interest on 40,000 for 2 years when the rate of interest successively for successive year is 7%, 8% respectively. So here rate of interest is changing year after year. So this is what? Type 3 problem. If the simple interest on the sum of money for 2 years at 5% per annum is rupees 50, what will be the compound interest on the same sum at the same rate for the same time? Now here simple interest is given, period is given, right, and rate of interest is given. So with the help of simple interest formula we can find the principal. Once we get the principal, what we do, we use that principal to calculate the compound interest. Yes. 15th problem, a man invested 46,875 at 4% per annum compound interest for 3 years. Calculate the interest for the first year, the amount standing to his credit at the end of second year, and the interest for the third year. Okay, so interest for the first year you can calculate, the amount standing to his credit at the end of second year, yes, you add interest and you find, and the interest for the third year. Everything is okay, only the amount given is little like complicated, 46,875. So calculation is going to be little difficult. Otherwise problem is not difficult, you can solve easily. Now here I have given solution also, so that you can check your problem, okay, whether you have done it right or not. Yes, you have to solve all the examples and all these problems by today itself, right? Now there are 15 problem. So 15 problem, if you take 5 minutes for each problem, it will take 45 minutes. Okay, you can take 1 hour, 5 minutes, na 1575, sorry, so more than 1 hour, so you can take 1.5 hour to solve this problem. And for the examples which we have seen, okay, that will take like 30-40 minutes. So about in 2.5 hours you can solve all the examples and the problems. So manage your 2.5 hour, okay, today, and give me solution of all these problems. I always recommend that you use chem scanner to make the PDFs, whatever you have solved. Okay, take proper pictures and send it to me, okay, for a review. Thank you.